Okay, let's go.
All right, so you've probably heard it a million times. Trade like a robot, take the emotion out of it. But what if that's actually terrible advice? Today, we're going to dive into the work of mental game coach Jared Tendler to bust three of the biggest and frankly most damaging myths in trading psychology. So, let's get right into it. So, does this sound familiar? You've got a solid system, you've done your homework, but then right in the middle of a trade, something just takes over. Is it fear? Is it greed? Whatever it is, it feels like your own mind is working against you, sabotaging your best efforts. But here's a thought. What if the emotions themselves aren't the real enemy? And this is really the core idea from Jared Tendler. He says the goal isn't to become some kind of emotionless machine. The real problem isn't that you feel fear or greed. It's the faulty thinking, those hidden biases, and maybe some crazy expectations that are acting like fuel on the fire, turning a normal emotion into something totally destructive. So the key takeaway here is huge. You don't attack the feeling, you attack the flawed perspective that's causing it. So, this brings us to what Tendler calls the emotional balancing act, right? Once you stop trying to just delete all your emotions, the game changes. The new goal is to find that sweet spot, that perfect zone where you're engaged and focused, but not totally overwhelmed by it all. And this chart here, it just lays it out perfectly. Look, if you have too little emotion, you're flat, you're bored, you're just not into it, your performance is going to be pretty bad. But go to the other extreme where you're totally consumed by greed or paralyzed by fear, and guess what? Your performance tanks just as hard. That sweet spot, that peak performance zone, is right in the middle. It's when you're focused, you're engaged, but you're still in control. Okay, let's get into our first big myth, the idea that you need to trade like a robot. You know, this image of the perfect trader as a cold, calculating machine. It sounds cool, but as we're about to see, it's just completely wrong. And here's exactly why that whole robot idea falls apart. Look on the left. You've got things like passion, motivation, curiosity. These are essential emotions. They're the fuel that gets you to study charts and improve your system. If you get rid of all emotion, you kill these too. Now look at the right. Greed, FOMO, revenge trading. These are the ones that cause the damage. But Tendler's point is that they aren't just random feelings. They're symptoms of bad logic. So the takeaway is simple. Don't kill your engine, just fix the faulty wire. All right, on to myth number two. And this one flows right from that last point about flawed logic. We've all been told, just trust your gut. But in the world of trading, that can be some seriously dangerous advice. We've got to figure out the difference between real, genuine intuition and, well, something else pretending to be. Tendler has a great name for this, masquerading intuition. I love this. It's basically your fear or your greed or your wishful thinking putting on a disguise. It's pretending to be a wise gut feeling, and it's convincing. It feels super urgent, like you have to act right now. But really, it's just an emotional hijack, tricking you into breaking your own rules. So the big question is, how can you tell the difference? Well, this table is super helpful. Notice the physical feelings. That fake intuition, that fear in disguise, it often feels tight in your chest. You might have shallow breathing. Maybe you've got that white-knuckle death grip on your mouse. Real intuition, on the other hand, the kind that's built on tons of experience, we're talking years, it feels totally different. It's calmer, it's clearer, it's that quiet aha moment. But where does that genuine intuition even come from? It's not magic, right? Well, there's this really cool experiment involving 4 decks of cards that gives us a huge clue. It basically shows that our subconscious is way, way smarter than we give it credit for. Check out how this works. In the experiment, after seeing just 40 cards, a player's body starts to have a physical stress response when they reach for one of the bad decks. They don't know why. Consciously, they have no clue. Then, by about 70 cards, they get a hunch, a vague feeling that something's off with those decks. But it isn't until they've seen 100 cards that the light bulb finally goes off and they can actually explain the pattern. And that right there, that's how real intuition is built. It starts in your body long before your conscious mind catches. And that brings us to our third and final myth. Oh man, you hear this one all the time. It's that saying that trading is, 90% psychology. But according to Tendler, saying that is actually pretty dangerous. And here's why. It totally puts the cart before the horse. It can make you think your psychology is the problem, when really the issue might be that your trading system, well, it just isn't very good. So this is the right way to think about it. Step 1, the absolute foundation, is having a trading system that actually has a positive edge. If you don't have that, nothing else you do matters. Seriously. Then step 2 is mastering your psychology. Your psychological skill set is what allows you to execute that winning system flawlessly, day in and day out. The system is the foundation, psychology is the tool you use to build on it. And Tendler has this amazing sports analogy to drive this point home. Think about it. One losing trade isn't the entire championship game. It's just one missed shot. It's one moment in a really, really long game. We as traders tend to blow up the importance of a single loss, right? But reframing it like this helps you keep your focus where it belongs, on executing your system over the long haul, not on the outcome of any single play. Okay, so let's tie this all together. What's the real path forward here? It's all about making a fundamental shift. We have to stop just treating the symptoms, the anger, the fear, the FOMO, and start diagnosing and curing the actual root cause. Things like taking deep breaths or walking away from the screen, Tendler calls those crutches. Yeah, they might help you get through the moment, but they don't actually fix what's broken. The real work, the permanent fix, is to go deeper. It means finding that underlying flaw. Maybe it's perfectionism, maybe it's an unrealistic expectation, and actually correcting that faulty perspective. You work on it until a new, healthy response becomes your automatic, go-to instinct. And honestly, this is why this stuff is so important, and it goes way beyond just your P&L. The market is like a giant mirror. It reflects back all of our flaws and biases in a way that almost nothing else does. So when you do the hard work to fix these things for your trading, you're not just becoming a better trader. You're basically upgrading your entire personal operating system. So I'll leave you with this one final question to think about. What if that psychological flaw that your trading keeps revealing, what if it's not a roadblock? What if it's actually a roadmap, pointing you directly to what you need to work on to unlock your next level of growth, both in the markets and, well, everywhere else?